If you like what I do, consider joining my channel or donating to my coffee. Links in the description. Another year gone. Where does the time go? Hard to believe I've been running this channel for almost 2 years now. Funny thing is, the Metroidvania Guru was never supposed to be a thing. I just wanted to make a top 10 Metroidvanias of all time video and call it a day. Well, here we are, and here I am, still yapping about my favorite genre. Have you seen that original top 10 video lately? Don't. Between the rough audio and cringe memes, it's peak embarrassment. But since then, I've played a ton of MVs, gained perspective, and thought, it's time for an update. This time, I'm ditching the science, because let's face it, subjectivity is way more fun. And I'm adding a few rules. Rule number 1, games have to be MVs, obviously. Rule number 2, only one game per franchise to keep things fresh. And rule number 3, why stop at 10? Let's crank it up to top 15. Hey, I'm the Metroidvania Guru, and this is the top 15 best Metroidvanias of all time. 2024 update.
Number 15.
What a game to kick off this list. You're probably looking at Rabby Ribby and thinking, what's wrong with this guy? To that I say, a lot actually, but not when it comes to recommending this MV gem. Rabby Ribby is genuinely one of the best games in the genre. You like open-ended exploration, insane sequence breaking, and crazy challenging combat? Then Rabby Ribby might be the game for you. Sure, it's got some questionable art and enough dialogue to fill a visual novel, but the gameplay? Pure Metroidvania gold.
Number 14.
In our increasingly cynical world, it's hard to find something that brings everyone together. Thankfully, there's one Metroidvania hero who's discovered the answer to this long-standing issue, and that answer is magnets. In Islets, you play as Eco, an underdog turned hero on a mission to reunite the floating islands of his fractured world. Along the way, you'll face off against ferocious beasts, wizards, and sky pirates in progressively challenging bullet hell-like battles, all while exploring quirky, inventive biomes filled with surprises. This might just be the most wholesome MV experience out there. Its distinct visual style and lo-fi-esque ethereal soundtrack are endlessly charming, and its innocent humor will melt even the grumpiest gamer's heart. And if it doesn't, well, you might want to check if you even got a heart.
Number 13.
After 1,000 years, the mask of vengeance has manifested itself again. Who will protect the Mexiverse against the powers of evil? A hero with determination, who doesn't crack under pressure. With a statuesque poise of the old gods.
¡Juan! ¡La puerta!
Guacamelee 2 is amazing, and Juan Agave is one of my favorite Metroidvania protagonists. An out-of-shape dad who will do anything to rescue his wife, kids, and pretty much everyone else, living or dead, all while body-slamming skeletons and rocking a mystical luchador mask? What's not to love? But it's not just the combo-based combat that shines. Guacamelee 2 also delivers tough-as-nails platforming. Switching dimensions mid-combat and mid-jump keeps you on your toes. Add in its meme-tastic humor and a knack for parodying Metroidvania tropes and gaming as a whole, and you've got the best laugh-out-loud luchador action this side of Mexico.
Number 12.
Wake up. Time is running out. We need you. I need you.
If there's one thing you probably know about Unsighted, it's that it has a time limit. But hear me out. Even with the timer, Unsighted is brilliant. And if the clock stresses you out, just turn it off. These devs aren't the boss of you. So, what makes Unsighted a standout MV? The atmosphere, the music, the combat. There's so much to love, but the crown jewel is its open world. The game suggests where to go and the order to tackle objectives, but remember, the devs aren't the boss of you. You can explore anywhere and do anything, if you know what you're doing. There are plenty of tools and hidden techniques to sequence break this game wide open. Just don't forget, even rule breakers need to make time for their pets.
Number 11.
Guilt, repentance, mourning, and every pain of the soul of all kind were visibly and tangibly manifested everywhere and in all of us.
O grievous miracle, blessed are we, for you have provided us with Blasphemous, one of the finest Metroidvanias this side of the dream. Yet, I hear the non-believers cry their falsehoods. But Blasphemous isn't a Metroidvania, they wail. Penitente gains no traversal skills, nor is he utility gated. But the High Wills have revealed to me a greater truth beyond its critical path. Blasphemous conceals its Metroidvania soul beneath a gruesome world teeming with secrets, challenges, and non-linear rewards. Perfect for those who crave to peel back layers of mystery. In our undeserved benediction, the miracle, in all its magnanimous grace, has divined unto Blasphemous an incredible atmosphere, stunning pixel art, outstanding voice acting, grotesquely beautiful boss designs, and lore so rich it has started many YouTubers' careers.
Number 10.
Rusted Moss is one of those games you'll either love or hate based on how well you pick up on its grappling hook / bungee cord mechanic. Some will revel in the elastic physics, soaring through the air like acrobats. Others, however, might prefer to kick their own dicks in, then spend another half hour trying to rubber band off of a tiny platform while the fucking wind is pushing them all over the goddamn place. But let's say you clear that grappling hook hurdle. What makes Rusted Moss truly great? Beyond its unique world and haunting atmosphere, it offers an intriguing narrative and an open-ended world that's downright wild. Its potential for sequence breaking is ludicrous. With the grappling hook's physics-driven chaos and a map that rewards the cunning and creative, Rusted Moss lets you embrace rule-breaking mayhem in the best possible ways. This game feels criminally underrated, though the title of criminal feels earned for Rusted Moss, considering it's about stealing babies.
Number 9.
You're broken. Still okay on the inside, though. Is anyone there? Hello?
Ghost Song is a fascinating Metroidvania. Combat has a neat overheating gimmick, but Ghost Song's real strength comes in unraveling its creepily beautiful world and bonding with its quirky characters. The game easily draws you in with its foreboding atmosphere, spacey and surreal music, and brilliantly immersive sound design. Every new area, and even familiar ones, are full of surprises, keeping the experience fresh as you explore its eerie depths. There's even an intriguing sci-fi tragedy hidden beneath this dead moon sky for those clever enough to uncover it. Ghost Song is a creepy game, but it's also bittersweet. Blue's story is one worth experiencing, from its cryptic beginnings to its tearful end. And if you're not touched by its conclusion, then your heart's as dead as the dead suit.
Number 8.
You knew a Castlevania title was bound to make this list. But since I've limited myself to just one game per franchise, there's only one Castlevania that triumphantly looms above the rest. Aria of Sorrow has everything I love in a Metroidvania. The gambling-like addictiveness of enemy drops, a surprisingly good story by Castlevania standards, tight controls, and the amazing tactical soul system. Turning every enemy into a treasure chest of loot and unique abilities was a stroke of genius. Not only can every encounter change how you play, but collecting these souls essentially transforms Aria into Pokemon, Castlevania Edition. And you know gamers gotta catch them all.
Number 7.
I'm not the biggest fan of roguelikes, roguelites, or whatever you want to call them. So when devs shoehorn rogue elements into my Metroidvanias, my typical reaction is to roll my eyes and chuck the game into the trash. Until Astalon, Tears of the Earth.
Will you try again?
The poison. It's coming from this tower.
We must save the village.
Astalon masterfully blends roguelike progression with Metroidvania exploration. Each quote-unquote run begins at the Titan of Death's shop, where you spend the soul orbs you've collected to grow stronger for the next run. It creates that just one more run feeling that makes roguelites so dangerously addictive. And if you love breaking rules, uncovering secrets hidden in plain sight, and exploring places where it feels like you really shouldn't be, Astalon, Tears of the Earth might just be the game for you. And because its world isn't randomized and none of your progress is erased upon death, Astalon is actually an MV with roguelite light elements. Diet roguelite, if you will.
Number 6.
Sultan Sanctuary is the only Metroidvania I'll tolerate without a map. Why? Because it's just that dang good. What makes it so good? It's Dark Souls. Straight up, 2D Dark Souls. And if you love Dark Souls, you'll love Sultan Sanctuary. I've never just played Sultan Sanctuary once. Every time I finish it, I start another run. The atmosphere, the challenge, the openness, the leveling system, the weapons, there's so much depth here. Even the perks you get from choosing different religions add layers to its replayability. Sure, its brutal difficulty might scare off casual players, but for Metroidvania fans who stick with it, Sultan Sanctuary is deeply rewarding. It's one of the best and most memorable entries in the genre. Just maybe don't expect the same magic from its sequel.
Number 5.
Sorrow resonates through the kingdoms. You can feel it in the air, a fermenting thirst for revenge.
Death's Gambit Afterlife is an amazing Metroidvania. But did you know it wasn't always that way? At launch, it was just called Death's Gambit, and it was just another Souls-like. And not even a particularly good one, if you ask the critics. Then the devs worked some magic with the Afterlife expansion, transforming this lackluster Souls-like into a top-tier Metroidvania. They packed it with all kinds of new content. New biomes, abilities, weapons, subclasses, improved combat, and brand new endings that were much, much more thoughtful. If you played Death's Gambit and weren't impressed, give Afterlife a chance. It feels like a completely new game, and it boasts one of the best narratives in the genre. Oh, and Matt Mercer as Death? Hilarious. His deadpan demeanor and amazing delivery are worth the price of admission.
You must toll the 2 bells of ascension. Then find the soul vessel that will let you commune with the dead.
Wait, really?
No. Just smash the source with a rock. Or your head, either will do.
Number 4.
What can I even say about Hollow Knight? It single-handedly revived the Metroidvania genre. Some might argue that the Ori games kicked off the MV renaissance, but let's be real, nobody's comparing every new Metroidvania to Will-o'-the-Wisps. Though it's not my favorite MV, Hollow Knight is undeniably a masterpiece. Its atmosphere and art design are iconic, its open world is vast, and its lore has fueled countless YouTubers' careers. The almost complete lack of handholding makes every discovery feel deeply personal. And the combat, while simple at first glance, it shines thanks to some of the best boss encounters in the genre. Honestly, there's not much I can say about Hollow Knight that hasn't already been said. You know it's great, I know it's great, and I know you've been patiently waiting to see where it lands on this list and in my definitive Metroidvania tier list. But hey, patience is what Hollow Knight fans do best, right? Team Cherry, please! I'm getting tired of doing this bit. Don't make me do this again in the 2025 update.
Number 3.
Nine Souls is fun. Nine Souls is beautiful. Nine Souls is hard as f***. Dubbed a Sekiro-like for its emphasis on parrying, Nine Souls has the best combat in any Metroidvania. Period. The thrill of mastering its boss encounters is unmatched. And this is coming from someone who usually hates parry-focused combat. Seriously, I could listen to Yi deflect attacks all day. It's just that satisfying. But don't let Nine Souls' difficulty scare you away. There are plenty of accessibility options to ensure everyone can enjoy its brilliant combat, excellent animations, breathtaking art, rewarding exploration, and deeply rich Dowpunk narrative that's as impactful as its gameplay. That said, prepare yourself. This one's a tearjerker. See this guy? That's you after watching the true ending. Plan accordingly, you big babies.
Number 2.
The war that was promised. Lost to the ages.
Afterimage is huge. Quick, think of the biggest Metroidvania you know. Afterimage is bigger. You can be 30 hours in and still discovering new biomes. It's that massive. With such a sprawling world, you'd think it'd be easy to get lost in. And you'd be absolutely right. Afterimage is a vast Metroidvania playground, offering unparalleled freedom to explore and uncover its secrets at your own pace. This freedom is both a blessing for hardcore MV fans and a curse for casual players because Afterimage is a Metroidvania fan's Metroidvania. Even if its convoluted plot or unconventional storytelling doesn't grab you, its meticulously crafted world and rich mysteries probably will. And if that doesn't do it, the stunning hand-drawn art, unique biomes, and incredibly satisfying exploration are sure to win you over. Renee's journey is a long one though, so maybe pack some snacks. Or better yet, a map. You're gonna need it.
Number 1.
Here it is, Ender Lilies at number 1. Again. Nothing's changed. I'm still in love with this game. From its grotesque yet beautiful art design to its desolate environments, everything about its atmosphere is brilliant. And its schizophrenic soundtrack, wavering between melancholic and cheerful at a whim, ties it all together. But the game's true strength lies in its narrative. Both tragic and hopeful, it's a bittersweet tale that resonates deeply, especially for parents. And I haven't even mentioned the gameplay yet. Combat challenges you with tough bosses and limited spirit usage, but what truly stands out is how the spirits manifest to protect Lily. It feels like an extension of you, the player, fighting desperately to keep this little girl alive in a dangerous, hopeless world. It's profoundly cathartic and makes exploring its hauntingly beautiful world even more compelling. Ender Lilies marries breathtaking visuals, evocative music, and heartfelt storytelling to create a Metroidvania masterpiece that lingers long after the credits roll. If you haven't played Ender Lilies yet, fix that immediately. It's the best MV of all time, even if its map looks like someone spilled coffee on a flowchart. And there you have it, my top 15 Metroidvanias of all time. Did your favorite make the list? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to hit like and subscribe for more MV goodness. Until next time, nerds.